Number 5, cryptocoryne. Cryptocoryne comes in many different varieties. Some of the varieties are really easy to grow and they need low light or medium light. Other varieties are kind of hard to grow and they'll melt a lot. So it can be confusing for a beginner to know what varieties to pick. Cryptocoryne parva and Wenti red or Wenti green are great beginner varieties. This is Wenti red. You can see more of it back there. And it's really easy to grow. It propagates pretty fast. It'll melt once you first put it in your tank, but after that it should take off no problem. Low light, medium light is good. Over here, that long curly one, that's Crypt Balancea, and that's a little harder to grow. It melts much easier than the Wenti red or green. Number 4 is moss. This is a Marimo moss ball, which isn't actually moss, it's like an algae, but it's not a bad algae. It's not like hair algae or even green algae, even though it is green. And this here is flame moss. This is a traditional type of moss. Moss is really easy to grow, low light. It doesn't need much at all. And moss is a plant. It's a very simple plant. It grows by stems. All these little string things are stems, and then it has tiny little leaves that come out of each stem, and that's the green part. So very simple plant, easy to grow. Moss can be used to make a carpet. It can be tied on driftwood. Number 3. Some of you may disagree, but I'm going with duckweed for number 3 for a few reasons. Number 1 is that it's really good at sucking excess nutrients out of your tank. Duckweed is a floating plant, by the way. It's like that little one up there, all those little green floaters. That is called duckweed. So it takes excess nutrients out of your tank. It's really easy to grow. So for a beginner, it's kind of a cool floating plant that will add a little bit of a little something different to your tanks. The one thing about it is that once you have it in your tank, it's really hard to get rid of it, because anytime you pull plants out, it sticks to your plants. So even if you have one duckweed, one little thing, it'll start to spread and propagate really quickly. But floating plants are good. They give fish cover, and especially if you have small fish or fry, it makes the fish feel protected. So really easy floating plant. Duckweed comes in at number 3. Number 2 is Anubias. Anubias is this rounded leafed plant right here. It grows on driftwood and rocks. I wouldn't really plant it in the substrate. It grows really slowly and it gets algae on the leaves, but it's really easy to grow. It looks really cool if you kind of put it in a shaded area. So like it would look good right here because it would grow. The algae wouldn't grow as fast, and they get flowers on them. One of the few plants that will get a flower when it's grown submerged. Anubias, there's a bunch of different kinds of it. This is Anubias nana, which is a very common kind of Anubias. And if you have one Anubias, you can propagate it just by cutting the rhizome. Number 1 is going to be Java fern. It's one of my favorite plants, which is why I'm putting it at number 1. It's really easy to propagate. New leaves form on the tips of the old leaves, and You pretty much just take the new rhizome off the tip and you have a new plant. This is trident Java fern here, and over here is regular Java fern. It grows the same, very easy to grow. It's really cool. You put it on wood like Anubias, wood, rocks. Don't bury the rhizome. It's good for filling in your mid-ground. You can put some in the foreground, some in the background if you have tall driftwood. Grows pretty quickly, faster than Anubias, not as fast as crypts. Cool, so this was my first top 5 video, guys. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you think I should keep doing these, let me know. Thanks for watching.